is the 2019 weekly powered by Youngster Development Initiative with support from Ford Foundation. 2019 weekly, the voice of youth in politics.
The vice presidential debate, which held on December 14, 2018, had aroused an eagerness to see the outcome of the presidential debate. On Saturday, January 19, 2019, the presidential debate held with a turnout of only 3 candidates as against the invited 5. Obi Ezekwesili of the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, ACPN, Fela Durotoye of the Alliance for New Nigeria, ANN, and Kingsley Moghalu of the Young Progressives Party, YPP.
What policies would you put in, labor policies, that would improve the lot for youths in the future when it comes to employment? Today, if you want to get a job in a bank, even after passing the aptitude test, the banks are going to ensure that you go through about 10 weeks of training just to get you ready to be integrated into the banking system within their organization. The question is, why would you have to take a graduate of banking and finance who has spent 4 years in school and retrain that person for 10 weeks just to be able to make that person ready? What we want to do, and we will do and deliver, is to make sure that we get the users of what I call the private sector and the market, will get them involved in curriculum development, so that it is the banks that will determine what it is that you learn in school, so that by the time you're done in school, you are ready and fit for employment. We have to give the right values. And today, leadership, the values of excellence, work ethics are not being taught in school. And yet, people are hired for their technical competencies and fired for their behavioral deficiencies.
Fellow candidates of the ACPN, what, madam, are you going to do differently from what you heard your fellow candidates do on security, so that we can sleep easier at night?
So number one is to send a very sharp signal that there is a new sheriff in town. We will find all those brilliant people in our security sector as part of a security sector, major security sector reform. In finding them, we will reverse the current situation where it is injurious to an officer to be intelligent. We will find the intelligent ones and we will keep them in the place of leadership. And number 5, we will broaden security to human security. With economic opportunities, people stop listening to wrong ideology.
And when I become president, this is what will happen, is that we will practice inclusive governance, but based on merit. No part of Nigeria in my presidency will complain about marginalization, because everybody in Sokoto, in Ibadan, in Nnewi, in Benue will see themselves represented in my government by their best, not by their worst.
Thank you.
It was a showdown at the presidential debate, and trust us, in 2019 weekly, we have to talk the talk. Welcome to the show. I'm Salamatu Al-Hassan.
And I'm Anne Chukwumeke. This show is proudly brought to you by Youngsters Foundation with support from Ford Foundation West Africa. Now, in less than 25 days, we are going to be looking at the 2019 general election, and presidential debate is the talk.
Why were there only 5 candidates, and why were Nigerians stood up? This and more we are going to be talking about today. Stay with us.
Now, first things first. Now, let's commend the people who showed up for the presidential debates. They came all with their wit and intellect. We talk about Kingsley Moghalu, we talk about Fela Durotoye and Obi Ezekwesili. They were actually dope for me, because they actually showed, Nigerians what exactly they are bringing to the table. And for me, that is a good starting. That is what all presidential candidates should do.
Wait, okay, all right. Personally, now for you, who stood out?
Okay, if you ask me who's that for me, I'll say it's Kingsley Moghalu. Because really, this is a man who, I think he understands that problem, you know. I'm not saying other candidates don't, but I think he made it on that platform where I could feel the emotion that he was bringing to the table. I could understand what he's talking about. Now, for you, even if you're not even interested in politics, you would definitely be interested in Nigerians Matter, for me exactly. And after Kingsley Moghalu, I would commend Obieze Ekwesili, because for me, this is someone, or this is a woman who is standing among men of timber and caliber who already understand politics, and then she understands the process also, and she brings to the table facts backing it up of what she's going to do. And again, we talk about Fela Durote. If it was even I could say it's even a hard choice for me to pick between Kingsley Moghalu or Obieze Ekwesili and Fela Durote.
Well, the debate is a welcomed, is a welcome tradition for our political space today. Nigerians will want to know who they are voting for, their personalities, and what they have to offer Nigerians.
And look at the point, like, Nigerians want to know who they are voting for and the personality they are voting for. Sure that. However, we saw that we had only we saw that they only invited five presidential candidates. Yeah. Now, as opposed to the INEC list of presidential candidates, where we have 73 presidential candidates. Yeah. Now, it makes me wonder, what about other presidential candidates? What about other personalities that I need to know about? And then I'm only being acquainted with just 3 presidential candidates that showed up for the debate.
Now the question is, how did you select these 5 people? And they went ahead to say they selected them through polls and surveys that they took, and it was mostly the people's opinion that these 5 people should come on the debate. Now the next question is, why would you say that these were the criteria you used after you have chosen these 5 people?
Exactly.
Why didn't you pre-inform people and tell them that, okay, these are the criteria that is going to be used to choose the political parties that are going to come for this debate, so everybody will know, okay, I need to do this. I need to go for it. I need to, vote via a poll. I need to fill a survey question.
People get informed. Okay, because I want to see this person come speak.
Yes.
Now, if we move away from that part, whether or not they told us, before or after they conducted the debate, I would also want to look at the angle of managerial position. Now, for example, if I am planning a show to invite only 100, people to be in that show, I want 100 exactly. Now, if I overshoot more than 100, I'm still safe. Now, when I say overshoot, I'm probably like 105, 110, or 99, 100. I'm still at the safe. I'm still at the safe spot. Now, you want 5 people to come, definitely, and then why not have? Why wouldn't you have asked 7 presidential candidates to show up? At least, even if 2 are going to drop, definitely 2 will be dropping. Now, this gives you an added advantage because, okay, I planned the show for 5 presidential candidates, whether or not 7 people will show or not, but then I have 5. I still have met my own goal. So I feel the management position should actually be asserted already. Then, if you are going to plan something, definitely you should cut across. I know they said that they had to use diversity, they had to use the fact that people wanted these people to come. But then, what about the top 7? Why need to invite the top 7? This is funny enough that if another agency stands up to want to, conduct a presidential debate, they'll probably call the same party again.
5 people.
And you're still not cutting across other people that want that platform for us to see other personalities, for us to see or hear another diverse view of what they want to do for Nigeria. So if you're going to conduct debate again, I feel the same people that we've heard should not be heard over and over and over again, except you are trying to condition us to see only one person.
Well, moving forward, I think should take this initiative and be more transparent and ensure fairness to all political parties in case this kind of thing wants to happen in the future.
Alright, that's it on presidential debate. Don't worry, we still have more interesting talk to talk about on the presidential debate.